Hello everyone, myself Suryanshi Singh from M.A. Political Science second year. Today I'll be presenting a review of the article titled The Confidence Building Measures Between India and Pakistan, written by Dr. Yunus Ahmed Sheikh and published in the Journal of Islamic World and Politics. The article discusses how confidence building measures, commonly known as CBMs, function as diplomatic tools to reduce mistrust and build cooperation between rival states. The author analyzes the India Pakistan case, which is one of the longest and most complex rivalries in South Asia. CBMs are structured diplomatic initiatives that aim to create transparency, communication, and predictability between states. They are especially important in regions with frequent military tensions. In the India and Pakistan context, CBMs act as safeguards. They help prevent miscalculations, reduce the risk of escalations, and keep communication channels open even during the times of political strain. Sheikh's article examines how these CBMs have evolved historically and how they continue to shape peace diplomacy in South Asia. Now, Dr. Yunus Ahmed Sheikh is a political scientist who specializes in South Asian geopolitics and peace studies. His focus areas include regional security complexes and confidence building mechanisms. An important point here is that he belongs to Ladakh, an area geographically located between India, Pakistan, and China. This positionality gives him a unique and grounded perspective on border politics, marking his insights contextually rich and regionally informed. Now, this article begins by defining CBMs as mechanisms that enhance trust and reduces instability between India and Pakistan. The author traces their evolution from key agreements like the Simla Agreement of 1972 and the Lahore Declaration of 1999. So, this article categorizes CBMs into four major areas, namely military CBMs, which include ceasefire agreements, establishment of hotlines between military commanders, and occasional joint military exercises, nuclear CBMs that include notifying each other in advance about missile tests, and institutional mechanisms to reduce nuclear accidents or misunderstanding. Economic CBMs, which includes trade initiatives such as Wagha Atari border trade, SAFTA mechanisms, and limited cross border commerce. And lastly, people to people CBMs, which include cultural exchanges, religious pilgrimages, and civil society initiatives like Aman Ki Asha. Nashik also stresses that future confidence building measures should expand into non traditional sectors such as environment, health cooperation, and disaster management because these issues affect people directly and can humanize relations between the two countries on a better note. Now, when we go on to the critical analysis of this article, so this article has several significant strengths, such as it offers a very comprehensive and balanced overview of India Pakistan confidence building measures. It also integrates multiple dimensions like political dimension, military dimension, economic, and social dimension, thus providing a very holistic picture. It uses clear and accessible language, making it useful for both scholars and policymakers as well as for students to understand. Then it draws upon reliable secondary sources, giving us a plethora of resources, ensuring academic robustness. And lastly, the author's background from Ladakh itself provides a very grounding understanding, especially regarding border dynamics. However, the article also has certain limitations, which can be said as that it relies entirely on secondary data with no fieldwork or any primary interviews. Then it focuses mostly on state level diplomacy and overlooks grassroots peace initiatives, though it talks about future people to people initiatives, but it talks about them as a suggestion rather than focusing on grassroots level. It does not deeply analyzes why many CBMs have failed or stagnated, especially after political disruptions. So this article mainly comes out as a descriptive article rather than an analytical one. Then there is some repetition in the later sections, and the conclusion could have been more analytical rather than descriptive in nature. Now, this article is very relevant, especially in regards to contemporary South Asian peace studies, with India Pakistan tensions frequently resurfacing and various issues emerging between both the countries. Confidence building measures remain essential tools for maintaining dialogue and humane relations. It highlights the importance of continuous engagement, institutional trust, and the role of non state actors like civil society and traders. And most importantly, it broadens the understanding of peace building beyond politics, suggesting that economic ties, communication, and cultural engagement can also reduce hostility. To conclude, we can say that CBMs or confidence building measures are critical instruments for reducing hostility and preventing conflict escalation in South Asia. Sheikh also argues that peace building must be continuous, inclusive, and supported by strong institutions. And lasting stability between India and Pakistan requires consistent political commitment, mutual trust, and unconditional dialogue. If both countries sustain these measures, South Asia can gradually transform from a conflict prone region into one of cooperation, partnership, and shared security. Thank you.